welcome to some more Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, you can just call me Stet. Last time, the beginning, some unhinged stuff happened, mostly with that woman and a Poochyena over there. We basically, completely forgot to nickname Poochyena, I keep remembering. Alright, let's go and do that real quick. Actually, never mind. Just thinking, I'm probably not going to be using Poochyena a lot throughout the playthrough, because, again, sort of got into my mind with this that I kind of want to be having a revolving door of shadow Pokemon in my party. But, anyways, we got ourselves a elite, head over to good old Mount Battle. You remember that from the first game? We had to go for the first area and fight that one boss at the end with the Entei. Well, here we go again. At the very least, they do get to hear the Colosseum theme in this area, which is still one of my favorite tracks in the Ore games. Well, didn't we meet a Gatian port? Have you come to train? This is an excellent place for people to train. I've trained here myself. Back then, I only sought to become more powerful. I didn't need any other reason. As a result, I attained this status, but now I've taken to questioning my motive for gaining power. Ah! Game's set in the same region after they transformed the desert. It always was a desert, it's just we haven't been to the desert bit yet. I wonder what I'm fighting for. I wonder if I'm putting my Pokemon under cruel stress. That's why I urge you to look into yourself. Ask yourself why you want to become stronger before you take that path. Quite the introspective fella. Kind of respect it, honestly. I think there's some battles you can have out here. At least, from what I remember. I know there was a, this place actually had a sort of, dedicated battle environment to it. Unlike in, good old, Sword and Shield. Are you here to train as a trainer of Pokemon? Yeah. This is also where you relearn all your moves. From this fella here who wasn't in Colosseum. Poke coupons, which we don't have. But for the time being, let's see what we can learn. Helping hand, that's gonna be helpful, for lack of a better word. Bernstein gets Leer, I guess, could be useful. Poochyena, you gotta have something good. Can't win them all. Can't win them all. Let's just get on with it then. Battle to your knocked out. Unfortunately, we're not open to the public right now. It's like, why would you offer to, the chance for me to take the challenge when you could have just led with, oh, we're closed, sorry. Oh, you're not here to train. You're here to see Vander, one of our area leaders. Ah, yes, Vander, one of the few sort of normal-sounding names in this scrabble bag of a region. Actually, Vander is in charge of the rookie training session. He's inside right now. If you're in a hurry, you may enter through here. Yes, I am very much in a big hurry. Thank you for being so understanding. Sometimes it feels this series was made because someone wanted a game where helping hand was used outside of competitive play. Well, I do definitely appreciate the continued emphasis on double battles, since that was the main sort of draw in Gen 3, where you had this whole new battle system, and yet it was only really utilized in a couple of specific niche battles, which you could technically skip, for the most part at the very least, and a total of one gym leader who had double battle strategy. Just, it's like, you know it's bad when they went back in Emerald and actually gave all the gym leaders double battles in their post-game challenges. So yes, we have this cool thing which we want to use as the new standard competitive format, because I'm gonna be honest, I definitely do prefer doubles, for the most part. Why would I? This is sort of a problem. Obviously, we start off with Return, but why would I use Fury Swipes in that case? Double battles were so good, and they tried to do triple battles, and felt like going into explode into 6v6. I mean, to be fair, when it came to X and Y, it felt like for the most part, your 3DS would probably explode just from triple battles alone. Let alone rotation battles, where you just have like 6 Moltres out on the field at one time and the frame rate just tanks. Because these games were very well put together. I think thankfully this time, unlike in Coliseum, we don't have to do all 10 battles in a row. What if I can make it as a trainer? So hold a Pokeball. How do you not know how to throw a Pokeball, especially at your age? I mean, it's just like throwing a baseball. Yeah, just try to sit. Yeah, exactly. Just do it. You can be like Giovanni and just toss it out all casual-like. See, there we go. That's how you do it. Whereas me, I like to put a little bit of a wind-up on it. Like, look at this. See that wind-up? It's like really like I'm gonna pop the opponent trainer in the face. Yeah, you can still sort of tell that we're in the minor leagues at this point. Just level 9. I recently loaded up my copy of Omega Ring and the game choked for a second. I had a Lucario user. Yeah. Needless to say, the Gen 6 and 7, let alone all the games past that, weren't exactly the most well optimized. Which, considering, again, this is a GameCube game and it's arguably runs better with all these more improved animations and whatnot, it really is a damning indictment, really. What also doesn't help is, recently, as I pretty much mentioned before, I was playing a fair bit of, I'm still teaching out that. Maybe we've been reaching the next, yeah. I may have gone into a fair bit of Digimon Time Stranger recently, as I previously mentioned in one of my other streams, and again, a lot of the battle animations there, even though obviously you can sort of tell was made on a bit of a budget. At points, it still has more sort of polish behind it than, from what I've seen at the very least of Legends are, let alone Scarlet and Violet Sword and Shield experience. It really is damning that this sort of mid-ish budget Digimon game can still have better presentation than highest grossing media franchise in the world game. That's right, in a double battle it's important that you understand the attributes and abilities of the two Pokemon together. And otherwise, it's a shame that neutralizing gas hasn't been invented yet, otherwise you just see that constantly being run with slacking. Keep hearing good things about... That's also a thing as well, with regards to the actual story. So far... I mean, maybe just because of my experience of 14, it doesn't seem anything like wholly unique, but it's still, I'd say, competently put together, which is more than I can say for a lot of Pokemon plotlines, which, again, is kind of damning, because you'd think with something as high-grossing as Pokemon that you'd actually have access to some top-quality writers for your games, but I feel as though outside of Black and White 2, we haven't really seen much of that in action. Okay, Van, if that makes sense. Oh? You're a knockout battle challenger. I hate to disappoint you, but we're not running the challenge right now. We're in training, you see. Oh. Egan sent you to see me. Oh, to hear about the desert. Understood. I'd be happy to give you my account, but before I do that, I got a little request. Just in appearance, you seem to be an outstanding with my level 13 Pokemon. I'm certain my eyes aren't deceiving me, so here's my request. To finish up my novice trainer session, I'd like you to treat him to a battle. Thank you for training with me. Like I heard, especially Legends Zar, the writing in there isn't exactly all that strong or all that really good at all, for that matter. In that it tries to make you root for potentially outwardly evil-acting people, like landlords and mega corporations, which, especially nowadays, I'm guessing is not exactly the most popular of things to be championing. Especially considering no one can afford lot of padding from what I've seen. You mean from Legends of or Time Stranger? Because I will definitely say when it comes to Time Stranger, it has so far been quite a long game. I think I'm only now, like, reaching into the third act of the story, if that. Oh, even compared to the... Alright, Legends Arceus, gotcha. Yes, just as I thought, that was a well-played battle where I missed all my shots. Oh, it made me want to try and join the freight. Ah, that's a thing... That sort of reminds me, Pokemon Battle Royale, that whole thing which was in Gen 7 where you could have potentially 4-player battles. It's kind of a shame they never brought that back. Like, even 3-player battles, I mean... I guess there's multi-battles, but even then that's usually, like, teams of 2. Anyways, we should talk. This isn't the place for that. Let's go back to reception. See, we didn't have to go through all of Area 1 this time. In the desert south of here, there's a Cypher research facility. It's been there since the Shadow Pokemon incident. It seemed to be abandoned for a long time, but recently I've seen groups of shady characters going inside. This is where the research lab was at. Oh, this seems familiar. Shady characters in the desert south are somehow connected to Professor Crane's abduction. Only one way to find out. How you doing, buddy? Get some new moves. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to come back here and teach Umbreon Helping Hand at some point. Oh, what's this? What is this? Ah, you can call this day to inform that Pokeballs are now available at the Agate Pokemon. Heck yeah. Meaning I'm actually able to buy some more stuff, meaning we can actually... Obviously, the fact that we can buy Pokeballs now means we're starting to get into finding more Shadow Pokemon. For better or for worse. And so, potentially, the revolving door begins. Let me just quickly grab some potions real quick. I gotta say, though, once again... I really wish I could live in a place like this. It just seems so nice here. May as well, let's see, potions, awakening, we don't need awakening, paralysis heals. I think we're good in terms of items, actually. Let me just, yeah, let's just go with that. I, for one, like to have a fair bit of an excess when it comes to Pokeballs. You can never have too many in circumstances like these. Anyways, let's go to the lab. The mystery facility, ooh. Yep, well there's that truck again that we saw back of the lab, and... Huh, the laser fences seem to be missing. Still though, it sure has been a while since I've been here. Oh, one of the emitters has been knocked down in over the years. Suppose there's a nice little detail though. Really sells this place being abandoned, except for, oh dear. Remember watching Sugar's Let's Play of this? Yeah. Back when, before all the controversy. It is a shame, really. We are sextuplets! We are! We strike terror throughout the land! We are the Hexagon Brothers! Sound off! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5! Wait, 5? That's it, 5? Are we missing Yeah. These don't exactly seem like the brightest bulbs in the bunch. It's a wonder how they became elite Cypher Special Forces in that sense. That's ridiculously impossible. Let me try this time. Count off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, what did I say again? There's someone missing. But anyway, enough. He'll return soon enough, I'm sure. All we need to do, brothers, is this. Lock and load on this... Ah, they're gonna shoot me, it seems like. Hey you, brat! This is no kiddie playground! We've been away for a while, but this here's real estate belongs to Cypher for many a year. If you don't quit scurrying around, we may have to tell your mommy. If you don't want that to happen, then run along home. I don't know, I figured that, she'd be proud of me taking the fight to Cypher. At least as far as I'm aware. Just want to check real quick, because I remember there being item boxes along the perimeter here in Coliseum. Guessing it isn't the case here. Yeah, this place really feels like it has been, Don't think you can ignore us. Yeah, you can definitely tell it's been a while, hasn't it? Can't even interact with the keypad. Alright, let's see. Which one of these fine gentlemen do I want to fight? I think, Let's fight you, I like purple. Look how a kid like you should run home to mommy, that's the best. Perp 6. I guess they really are just sort of iterating on a theme here. Yeah, okay, poison types, good to see, good to see. I think I remember in XG one of them had a Bagon. I think of this one who had a Bagon. I think here though he has like a Gulpin or something, because poison. Still level 10 though. So you just know that these guys aren't exactly going to be the most challenging of fights throughout this whole complex here. Amazing, yeah. Whilst I do also like the Cypher Peon music in Coliseum as well. This track, just this iteration on the standard Coliseum battle theme, I do quite like a fair bit. Though the rate things are going, I kind of wish that they mixed up the music a little bit more throughout this whole game. It's not so prevalent now, but it will be a little bit later. Ah yes, the Zubat of this... I don't remember whether this guy actually has a Zubat or not. It would make sense for him to. Oh, so yeah, just, so weird seeing Grimer again with just the swirly dizzy eyes. You never see that sort of detail anymore with the more recent games. And yeah, there's Gulpin. You can have a Swallow throughout this entire playthrough. I suppose it is interesting to see... Ooh, level 17, so yeah, I think... the setups of these particular Pokemon will see you through this entire, like... Do I want to say dungeon? Basically the equivalent of. Curious to hear which ones you'd want me to go for this whole place. Yes, it's the Hungry Boy. Yes, that's what we're calling him. It's a shame though, because I never tend to hear much good about Gulpin. It's just sort of a Pokemon that I sort of wrote off a lot as a kid. Okay, let me just, do I have anybody who can spread status effects? All my team is set up instead to heal status effects, so... You know what, Heal Bell Puchian would actually be good in the long term, but... You know what, let's just deploy one of my Pokeballs, see if we can just nab this one real quick. It's a Gulpin! Return is kind of wild in this game. No, it's early game. I mean, granted, Return was something you had on your Espeon back in Coliseum, but at least there you can make the argument that Espeon doesn't really have that high of an attack, so Return sort of fell off in power when she got Psychic. Oh, mama, I've lost. Whoa, mama. You're just a brat. Why are you so strong? I do lots of push-ups and sit-ups, and I drink plenty of juice. Look in your face. It tells you not about to listen and go home obediently. Alright then, I'll play with you a little while to while away the time if you want. Yeah, we may as well just catch all of these. Hungry Boy acquired. Yeah, we may as well just nab all of these and see which ones I want to take with me into this lab, because I think, normally speaking, in not regular sort of conventional playthroughs, a lot of the guys you pick up here, you tend to just keep throughout the entirety of the game, so it's just like sort of picking up starters all over again. I think a good comparison would actually be Pyrite Town, where you pick up all the sort of good, in quotations, Pokemon, like Quagsire and Misdreavus. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Come on, here's hoping for the paralysis. Come on, it's not very effective. I find when it's not very effective, it always seems to proc the secondary effect a lot more often. Maybe that's just placebo on my end. Ah, well, we can just bring Gulpin out just to tank some hits. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, so Gulpin seems like he's going to go through his heart gauge quite quickly by the looks of it. I'm pretty sure... Oh, I just realized this guy only has 2 Pokemon. My condolences, my friend. Perp 6, I was thinking, was the norm for you guys. I didn't realize that outside of this Houndour, you only had 1 Pokemon to your name. I think, technically speaking as well, you can theoretically just come back and fight these guys whenever you want, so... There's no reason just to not sit here and just pick up all of them, considering there's no real penalty for not doing so. Alright, let's just whittle down this particular fella. Let's see how much damage Shadow Blitz does, even though it's... Yep, there's the flinch. And then we get to see Shadow on Shadow action. It doesn't deal nearly as much damage as expected. I think... Yeah, let's just start throwing. Let's just start throwing and see what happens. I'm sure this is a decent sort of health threshold to start throwing. Never mind. You know, I have, at the very least, used Houndour a fair bit in the past. I remember hearing a lot of people saying that Houndour is actually quite good in Gen 3, mostly because Dark is special type, meaning that it gets to make the most out of moves like Flamethrower and Crunch. And Solar Beam if you really want to go that route. Generally, Houndour is just a fairly strong mon to have around, though I don't think that it's going to be good to have alongside Umbreon for obvious reasons. Like if you're using like if I was using like Vaporeon, Jolteon, Espeon, or the like, Houndour might actually be a good pick, but here at the very least it's not so much the case. Yeah, but prepared to see a lot of this throughout our adventures. Just me slowly trying to whittle down the enemy's health whilst I fail to catch them constantly. Okay, that's 2 out of 6. Res 6, similar to Resin. What the? You're not supposed to be tough? Well, too bad, I am. I guess it helped to while away some time. Blue 6, let's have a look at you. I'm just thinking as well, these guys, I want to say, are quite similar to the coloration of the toe. It's just, we got red, which is fire, blue, which is water, brown, which is stone, green, which is air, and purple, which maybe you could swap out with. It's just the yellow one. Yellow ice? No, that doesn't work. Or maybe you have looking to have a battle with me. Yes, let's do it then. You could already see the naming convention with these particular fellas. Oh, this one actually has more than 2 Pokemon. Unless he has a Shadow Goldeen, which, heaven forbid. That would be a fun twist, though. Actually having to make do with Kingdra. No, not Kingdra. Sea King as your starting water type. It's quite... Give me a sec. I was gonna say, just Sea King would probably make quite the difference compared to... That's the wrong thing. Quite the difference compared to, say, for example, Quagsire in Colosseum. Really love this particular software still. Some things never change, do they? Even being forced to resort to opening and closing Task Manager for this. At the very least, we get to hear a fair bit of the cool music still. Again, get used to it. It's like being back in the olden days before I showed myself to look like this. It really is like a throwback, isn't it? All right, enough fooling around with that. Let's get back to the show. Let's see. Does Ladybug learn anything interesting at level 12? Or level 11, rather. Nope. Yep. Our water-type shadow Pokemon for starting off the game is Spheal. Which, you know, is fair. In terms of water-type Pokemon, I remember Walrein. Excuse me. I remember Walrein being pretty good. That's a good meal. I had a fairly big tea. Just had all these potato skins and coleslaw which needed eating, so we'll see how we go. Hopefully, hopefully nothing goes wrong throughout the stream. At least I hope it doesn't. Because arguably, that's probably been the best meal I've had over these past few days. Again, just sort of being left to fend for myself all by my lonesome. I mean, I know a lot of people, in case you're asking, was potato skins, coleslaw, and oven ribs, because I know that a lot of people tend to really sort of frown down upon oven ribs. At least oven ribs are more sort of a norm over here compared to over in the Americas, where if it's not mesquite smoked on the grill, it's an affront to God, apparently, as far as I'm aware. Just don't tend to hear a lot of good things about oven ribs. Yeah, I think we still aren't exactly going to be getting much mileage out of Ledion, unfortunately. Let's see if we can capture Spheal. Seems to be in a good sort of soft spot to be turned up on. Yep, good old Spheal, good old the round boy. I do quite like Spheal, though. Definitely think I want to have it on the party, because I'll be honest, I don't think I've really had much opportunity to use Walrein. I know Walrein's pretty good, just never really had much of a chance to use it. There we go. That's half of them already done. And now we can start thinking about team options. Uppity brats. When I get serious, the consequences can be really bad. That's why I took it easy on you. So yeah, we can just go in now. Hey, Lavender, we're just getting ready to enter this familiar-looking facility. I do quite like on the healing machine here. It's like most DVD player screensaver menus. It's like I had one. It's like I had a TV with a built-in DVD player as a kid, and it had this sort of standby screen. Really is one of those things that brings back memories, huh? Anyways, let's just get Ledion out of here. Not gonna be using it. Also, again, theme is unchanged from Colosseum, but still really like, ooh, more antidotes. I'll happily take those. Yeah, let's just put Poochyena back in. Again, I already have a Dark type, so it's not going to be that useful. Let's, you know what, let's bring Spheal up the front. May as well. see how it fares in battle. We step out and... Yep, these chocolates are still at it again. Sound off! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8! Wait, 8. Now there's too many of us. How did these guys end up being special forces? Brothers, beware! There may be spies among us. The spy has already breached our defenses. You've seen what he's done to our colleagues. Hey, look, that kid again. Worst of all, he could be any one of us. Don't mind me, I just want to have a look in the shutter, because I'm fairly certain there's some decent items in here. More Pokeballs, good. Never say no to those. So, interesting little tidbit here. Super Potion, I'll take that. Yeah, in Colosseum, I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be stairs around here somewhere. Yeah, they basically removed the bombed-out basements from this game, which, as far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure it was originally planned for you to be able to go down here and go into the bombed-out room from Colosseum and across. I think they put a bridge in there to allow you to actually get to the underground train, so you can actually take it into the under. I know that at the very least because those are in the game files. They just go unused. Which is kind of a shame, because the under is still probably one of my favorite areas in Colosseum. Yeah, this one seems like more of a mixed fella, because he has a Hootsuit and a Baltoy. Seems like a bit of a strange combo if you ask me, but you know, I won't say no to Claydol. Claydol's pretty good as far as I'm aware. Because yeah, Shadow Baltoy. Gonna have to be careful with this one, considering I can... Oh, I think we got a new move here. We've got a new move. Let's have a look. Shadow Wave. I think this is basically just low power special based shadow move for this point in the game, because of course Sveal is a special attacker. Always kind of like Baltoy. Yeah, me too. This is one of those Pokemon which I kind of feel bad for never really using. Very neat to... Yeah. Especially like Claydol. You know, just very much appreciate Pokemon that are able to both explode and cause earthquakes. It's like when it comes to Claydol, what's not to like? Aside from getting bullied by Gengars constantly. Yeah, something tells me that this Sveal isn't exactly the most prone to attacking. I mean, obviously it's not the same type attack bonus, but still. Fortunately, it tends to be the case a lot. They look very neat, but you just aren't very effective at certain times. Well, Claydol can certainly be effective. It's just... Ooh, evasiveness full. Not that that's going to be much use, I think. I mean, maybe if you team that with Sheer Cold, that could be pretty powerful, or Blizzard, but obviously we're not at that point in the game yet. Bye-bye, Hootsuit. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to resort to tackles for the time. Let's see what Shadow Mist does. Yeah, this guy is particularly bulky. I will say that at the very least. Shadow Blitz. Yeah, seems to be more on the sort of tanky defensive side. Suddenly, Norns and Black and White won't come to mind. We got all these cool wild encounters near the end of the base game, which you already sort of sell. Yeah, that really is a shame when they do that, isn't it? Just, especially when the early game is sort of front-loaded with some of the less interesting ones, because I think Black and White 2 is also a good indicator of that one, because obviously near the start of the game you could just get Lucario, Arcanine, and Ampharos, and it's just like, why would you use anything else in that regard? Kind of feel compelled to I don't want to risk doing any super effective moves on it, though. So I think I'm just going to throw now. What's the worst that could happen? Because I already got restocked thanks to that little item box. Heck yeah. Welcome to the team, Baltoy, at least for the time being. Again, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be keeping any of these guys on the team long term. Just, it's going to be nice to just have them for this bit of the game. It's not enough already. Go play somewhere else. Oh yes, very busy by the looks. Bishop, Buffaland, Heaton. I mean, Heaton was kind of debatable, but I get what you mean. Neat, but I kind of already have my... It also doesn't help in Gen 5. A lot of the Pokemon just evolve, like, super, super late. Hydreigon comes to mind, and Volcarona. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm fairly certain Hydreigon evolves at, like, 64 or something ridiculous. And Volcarona at, like, at some 50 plus from Larvesta. I want to say there was a Pokemon in Gen 5 which evolved in the 70s. Mandibuzz, I think you're thinking of, the Vulture one. Yep, Yellow 6 is all electric types, meaning I should probably swap out Sphere as soon as possible. Oh, I have Baltoy. Kind of surprised that Electrike isn't the Shadow Pokemon of choice here. Because it seems like it would be a pretty good candidate. I mean, no, remember at the very... Oh, I forgot you had Water Gun as well. Shoot! That ain't good. Yeah, let's just get rid of you, and see what Shadow Mist does to you. Oh, there we go, Marib. Which, I don't know, I kind of feel that Marib being here is kind of, retreading old ground, considering you could get a Shadow Fluffy at this point of the game in Colosseum. It sort of feels like we're just doing Ampharos again. I mean, I get a lot of people like Ampharos, but I don't know, I kind of feel I would prefer another electric type, if that's, if that makes sense. I guess we'll go Gulpin. Bulky boy. Yeah, let's do that. Also can't help but notice that Umbreon seems to be surprisingly spry in these battles. I guess it's just because of the high stats, but still. I normally don't associate Umbreon with being particularly fast. I guess mostly just used to abusing payback in certain battles in later games. I do quite like Ampharos's Marib's animations here, which just oh yeah, that's right, so I can just fish for paralysis of my own here, can't I? I can abuse static against you. It just... the way Marib constantly gets blown back by attacks like that, it's just... all of these animations are just so fun to watch, is a key thing. You know what, let's just try catching. Just thinking though, between this, Kingdom Hearts 2 and Shadow the Hedgehog, I feel as though the games I'm doing right now are just sort of like... I get the sense that things don't really get better than this, you know what I mean? It's like, in terms of the games I'm playing, I'm like eating good. Of all these games back from when things in life were good. Because honestly, I remember, I was more so just watching a video earlier, a lot of stuff earlier today, on just how a lot of people just seem to be quite unhappy with how the world is nowadays, just with how people are constantly getting inundated with stimuli and constant advertisements in everybody's faces, and the want for everybody to just sort of go back to how things were before, I want to say 2007, basically before smartphones. We try to look busy, we actually have nothing to do. It's not like we have to worry about any enemies in this desert. Well, you should have prepared for me in that case. Yeah, just... Part of me does think, just from a cultural standpoint, that we may end up reverting to that at some point. Just... I think it's just going to be quite a while just trying to cope with essentially the withdrawal syndromes for a lot of people, I think. Probably loves sixfold. Our solidarity is sixfold. Our food bill is sixfold. Yeah, just here as well. The writing here is a lot funnier than I remember. Like, I don't think Colosseum had this much humor in it. I mean, Colosseum had some, but not to this extent. I mean, obviously this is going for a lighter tone than Colosseum, but I don't really mind it all that much. And also, yes, Grease 6. Surprise, surprise, it's grass. Okay, a whole team of 6. Good to know. Already we got Water Gun on Sphere as well, wow. Going through Shadow Gauge super quickly by the looks of it. Yes, the spiky boy. It's also kind of a shame, really, because I've never really had much of an opportunity to use Cacturn. I mean, design-wise, I really like it. It's just... Cacturn isn't really all that good with how its stats are allocated. There we go, there's Pursuit. I don't think Pursuit's going to be all that useful, considering I don't think a lot of trainers switch here, but I want to keep it anyway. I want it anyways. Let's get rid of Tail Whip. Maybe should have gotten rid of Sand Attack, but At least you got around Pokemon XL. Okay, so I was just thinking, having a Breloom for this playthrough would be quite nice. I guess the grass type we're getting isn't a Shroomish though, which is a shame. Let's just Shadow Wave again. Let's just do it. Nom. Sphere is massive in this game. And he doesn't look that big, does he? I suppose compared to how the trainers look. Yeah. And then again, Lotad is also pretty big. A lot of Pokemon here are surprisingly large. It's like Lotad is a similar size to Umbreon. Which is not what I'd expect. Oh yeah, that's right. They took Pursuit out of the modern games because they realized it was too good. It's like, ah yes, using the power of prediction to punish enemies for switching out. That isn't something we allow in modern Pokemon Utopia, where Urshifu and the Spectria run wild. You know, this kid is 4 foot nothing will steal his Lordkin in George. Yeah, I like to believe it's the latter. That is a pretty big boy. I'll just say that much. Let's, I'm sure this will be enough to round. I suppose that's the thing as well. Despite the large amount of Pokemon here, we are still cleaving through them surprisingly easily. I guess that's just the power of Shadow moves, and... Okay, so I'm guessing this is the Shadow Pokemon in question. It's Seedot. They really seem to want us to go for a Sun team between Houndoom and this, and Claydol. Because, yeah, teamed up with Umbreon and Moonlight, you could potentially have a pretty strong Sun team here. You know, assuming this one has Chlorophyll. As I'll start throwing. I'm gonna be honest, whilst Whilst I do still kind of like Seedot, I was always more of a Lotad / Ludicolo fella myself. I suppose it's mostly just because my first game was Sapphire and I never really got a chance to use Seedot, but I still generally prefer Ludicolo and the Lotad line. Would still prefer Shroomish for... Yeah, me too. Just... Breloom, I feel, is a Pokemon that I have sort of a love-hate relationship with, mostly just because of a incident in BDSP's Battle Tower, where we just had, at one point, just this Poison Hill substitute Breloom, which I could do absolutely nothing against. It was the most infuriating thing, but I guess just sort of goes to show that Breloom is surprisingly good. Or at least was. Because there's no such thing as power creep in Pokemon. Crushing defeat sixfold. Ah yes, and I crushed your entire team sixfold. Alright, enough about that. Let's venture into the belly of the beast. Happy feet, happy feet. Okay, I think for this, I'm gonna get rid of Teddiursa. Probably a controversial move, but I kind of want to have all Shadow Pokemon for this. You know, let's bring Seedot into this. Just generally speaking, this seems like a well-balanced team, if all things considered. Maybe just substitute in a different fire type after your Ligere. Anyways, let's roll. Hey, you're not supposed to be in here. Ah yes, this old thing from Coliseum where all the Cypher peons just have a habit of spending a lot of time in the ceiling. Team is very fluffy and round. What do you mean fluffy and round? There's nothing round about me, surely. Also, yeah, I don't think we'd have to worry about too many Shadow Pokemon in here compared to Coliseum, where it's like every single trainer in here back in Coliseum seems to have a Shadow Pokemon. I don't think we have to worry about that as much. Also, yeah, we're dealing with Skitties. It's like, you can sort of tell this is more of a Cypher that is starting out, compared to how heavily entrenched they were in Coliseum. Let's just say goodbye to you. Would expect Duskull to be a Shadow Pokemon just by default. I mean, I wouldn't mind using Dusclops throughout a playthrough like this, because I like Dusclops. Generally speaking, I tend to like a whole bunch of Hoenn Pokemon. It's almost as though I have some sort of bias behind it. I mean, to be fair, there are a couple of Hoenn Pokemon that I'm not exactly the strongest feeling about, like Volbeat and Illumise, Spoink and Grumpig. Just, I don't know, Spoink just seems like a bit of a nothing Pokemon to me, to be brutally honest. Let's... Yeah, it doesn't have Chlorophyll, which is a shame. Ah, well. This means I won't be using it on the team. Really sort of feel you have to get lucky with some of these abilities. Most of the natures, in all honesty. Hello. XD001 feels going to send our plans right off the rails. I wish we would just finish up this research so we can get out of this dark, dank underground warren. Ah, who are you? Where did you get in from? Ah yes, Tekot. Right back in it with the Scramble Bag names. I was thinking as well, what if we did get stuff like Shadow Corefish? Because, I don't know, I wouldn't mind an opportunity to use, like, Crawdaunt. Ah, well, I guess we'll just have to make do. Also, yeah, Seedot also seems to have Shadow Wave, which I don't really mind as such, just would have expected Shadow Blitz. Get him. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think that Shiftry is also a bit of a mixed attacker as well, which There's actually extremely poor Pokemon representation in the Shadow Pokemon. I'm sure it gets better later. I'm sure it gets better later. For now, though, we're just, working with what we got, for lack of a better term. I don't know, in terms of other Hoenn Pokemon, there aren't really many that stand out to me as just, ones that I don't necessarily like. I guess it really is the power of just, growing up with Gen 3. Just tend to have a soft spot for a lot of these guys. Except the Zubat. Zubat just, has always been just a menace. You know what, let's swap in another Pokemon to see if they can get some Shadow Gauge dropped. At least in Colosseum you get Vibrava. I mean, technically speaking, but I'm not sure you could necessarily get Vibrava purified and evolved in time to evolve it into Flygon, though, as far as I'm aware. Suddenly realizing a lot of Pokemon designs I love with coincidentally in Colosseum. Well, yeah, I suppose that really sort of... And then again, Colosseum was more sort of an excuse for you to be able to get a whole bunch of Johto Pokemon in Gen 3 because they weren't in Ruby and Sapphire, because gotta catch 'em all is now a lie, apparently. What did I do to deserve this? I don't know, open up a resonance cascade? This is bad news. I have to alert Lavrina about the security breach. No, I don't want to die! Okay, so let's see if I can find something with this. You know what, let's just bring Sphere up front, and then we can just... We can make this a little bit more interesting of just sort of cycling through each one so they get heart gauge drops. No running in the hallway. Oh, so that's your main prerogative here. Not the fact there's an intruder here, it's just someone is running in the hallway. Oh no. How unacceptable. I do remember there being a Shadow Tailor in this game at the very least. I guess it comes a little bit later. Oh well, let's just begin the cycling. Let's begin the cycling phase. As this seems like a more effective means of lowering heart gauge. See, look at that. Also, really gotta love the $6 million man visual effect they have on Quick Attack here. Now I imagine Half-Life all the scientists had Pokemon in the 14s brought his Zen Fiend Pokeball with it. Yeah, LGN definitely seems like it would fit. Let's do Houndour next. Now I'm just sort of wondering what sort of Pokemon team Gordon Freeman would have. Fluffy is full of shadow, its heart is closed off. Ah yes, the ultimate killing machine, just this little sheep fella. Not an ounce of mercy in that poor sheep's heart. Let's just... Baltor next, I guess. It would be nice if we could get all their non-shadow moves unlocked by the time this is over. Nom. Down you go. Yavion. Again. Amazing names. Well, I'll just run away. I thought you said no running in the hallways, though. What is wrong with you? Oh, so yeah, unlike in Colosseum, this isn't a one-way door, which is nice. Now let's venture down here. Okay, this is a one-way door now. It's like they changed everything up. Everything's different now. Door is locked. Appears to need an ID. Okay, so Marie kneels for nothing as it unleashes its mighty war cry. Meh. I know, I've heard a lot of stories about, oh, careful nature. That explains the lack of damage. I've heard a lot of stories like of D&D campaigns of just killer sheep. I don't know, killer sheep just seems to be a recurring theme in more sort of comedic fiction. That and cows that know kung fu. When are they finally going to get that guy to spill the beans about the purification research? And why do we have to wear all these ridiculous ties? He might be a authority on purification, but if he won't talk, our work's not going anywhere. Still partially the armor sleeve from Coliseum, but the robot arm snag machine is... Yeah, I do definitely prefer the armor sleeve. It's like that with the trench coat just screams like very much Chunibyo energy to me, which I am a fan of. Oh, imagine if we get dual fossil Pokemon here. And then again, just it's not physically possible for one trainer to have more than one Shadow Pokemon, surely. Surely! Such things must be quite impossible. No, stay back, Gordon! Scientist Clytus stands out Clefairy. I know, Clefairy just seems like a bit of an odd choice. C-Dot, I think. Just thinking all alone on a Friday night. No, I'm with the science team! I don't know, I feel like you could get just a lot of comedic mileage out of Half-Life 1 voice lines. And then again, I'm fairly certain a lot of people have. You're saying you don't want to be Gordon. How interesting. Let's see. Yes, Feel's heart gauge is going down rapidly, I've noticed. Alright, let's send out the Face of Mercy. Truly, the ultimate killing machine. Again, though, this really feels like retreading old ground. Because, of course, you could get Shadow Flaffy in Coliseum, which... I suppose, considering it is Ampharos, I don't mind too much. Kleiner would have a Weeping Bell that will bite his head off like James. Yeah, that's, I can see that making a little bit more sense. Alright, Houndour. Don't worry about me, just lowering everybody's heart gauge. Slowly undoing all of your evil schemes. Really gotta love those rare high moments, huh? Oh, and the flinch as well. This guy is just not having a good day. Ooh, Ember. Looks like we're actually starting to get some decent moves here. Well, I say decent, it is Ember. Ah, yes, Misak. Oh, speaking of Black Mesa. Oh my gosh, it shook me up. No, I don't want to die. What I want to do is work on my research. Don't disturb me, please. Okay. I know you're with the science team. Let's look at Nature's real quick. Okay, still no updates on Nature's. Oh well, let's just keep rolling. Oh, who's wandering around here? Me. I'm wandering around here. It's also funny as well that essentially it feels as though we're going through this entire place backwards. Just thinking either one of these as Shadow Pokemon will also be quite nice. Ah, well. Let's see, who has the highest gauge at the moment? That would be Boltoy. Yeah, compared to Coliseum, it really feels as though we're going backwards. Because obviously that little computer that Maysak was at, that's where you'd find Iron in Coliseum. Where you'd have your boss battle with him and hopefully snag his Raikou. Here though, I guess we really are just working backwards, so hopefully... Oh, we actually got our first Shadow Pokemon in a while. Spinarak. Wonderful. It's like, of all the shadow Pokemon we could have gotten at this point in the game, it's Spinarak. Something tells me it were it not for the fact that we already have a grass type, it would have probably been Sunkern. Oh, and level 14 as well. This really feels like a Pokemon that you're not supposed to use at this point in the game. It's like, yeah, just put it in the PC, wait for it to, wait for stuff to get ready, and then just chuck it in. Oh, already reverse mode. Okay. Again, I'm not sure how to feel about Spinarak with murderous intent, considering, while it doesn't look all that threatening, it is still a spider. Yeah, let's just get rid of that swine up. Baltoy, come back to us. Wow, that cleared out just like a whole bunch of heart gauge right there. Maybe we might actually get to see its nature now. Maybe. I mean, Mud Slap, in terms of moves, could be worse. Yeah, let's just whittle it down a little bit with Pursuit. I think Pursuit's going to be a fair bit more useful here. Oh, Relax as well. I'm pretty sure that's actually a pretty good nature of a Baltoy. Suppose that explains the defense. Also means can use both types of moves without much impunity. Houndour, Spheal, Seedot next. Let's send out Seedot. Pretty sure I already mentioned this in it. Oh, the damage was greater than I expected. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was just me. I'm pretty sure I already mentioned this in the previous stream, but before playing Colosseum, back when I was first playing Ruby and Sapphire, I thought from the look of Seedot's sprite that he was like a snail Pokemon. Weird acorn-looking snail shell, as opposed to just being an acorn with feet. I think I could probably just bring up... Well, there's Spinarak called already. I want to just quickly see if I can find Seedot's old sprite. Let's have a look. Okay. Let's scroll down a little bit. Okay, I think I found it. Let me just see if I can bring it up here real quick. There we go. Yeah, just looking at this particular fill-up, for some reason I thought that the little foot sticking out there was like the head of the snail, as opposed to just being its foot. Enough of that though. Let's just carry on. Yes, you shouldn't have come out. Now you're down to Spinarak, and your plans are unfurling and unraveling as we speak. Okay, bye-bye, I guess. Let's see what's in here. Revive, very nice. Sort of feels like one of those games where you're more inclined to use items and... Ah yes, the good old... cutscene.
Oh, please, Professor Quain, will you tell me more about your purification study? I so do want to know. Now let me power up my D001. I so made it myself. Didn't you think it would be like so fabulous?
You've got to be kidding! I never cooperate with people like you.
Oh, but like why? Like so? Don't get it? Why would like you fuse an upper so wonderful like this?
I don't care how often you repeat yourself, I have no intention of helping you with your shadow Pokemon plan. Artificially slaying the hearts of Pokemon. It's inexcusable. Please put a stop to it immediately.
Oh, you're like so mean and close-minded. You won't even like try to understand how marvelous it is to like help my XD001? Naps?
Here's some Sister Lavrina.
This is like so your fault. Professor Crane's like oh so cross because you're like so rude to him like when you invited him here.
You can't be serious. Just listen to the man already. He's been saying all along he won't help our Shadow Pokemon plan.
I like can't hear you. The plan's like perfect. XD001's condition was like just off by like just a little tiny bit.
Being off by just a little tiny bit is enough to make it drop a ship. Would you look at the uproar?
Yaps. It's like so all your fault what happened. Every tiny little bit, so you like so do something about it.
I'm guessing you've all been dreading the time when that voice would come back out. Naps, was it? You have my sympathy. What a nightmare it must be to have someone like her as your boss. You put a lid on it. When it comes right down to it, it's so all your fault. Come on, how was XD001? First, we need to talk. I'll teach you why it's such a bad mistake to create shadow Pokemon. Ah, it's time for the lecture. And yeah, this security door. The one which in Coliseum you needed to tap into this keypad in order to open this. Back when we had the alarms blaring here as well. It just feels so weird coming here and it being all so easy by comparison. Did you come here knowing this is Cypher's lab? Well, yeah. Kinda surprised the interior is in such good working order after trashing it last time. Ooh, Ralts. Is this gonna be a shadow Pokemon, I wonder? Let's have a look-see. Let's have a look-see. No, that's a shame. Ooh, Spheal gets Mud Slap as well. Ooh, pretty nice. Let's see. Highest on the gauges, that would probably be Marip. Let's get you out here. I don't remember if Screech... Oh, Screech only hits one target. Gotcha. I don't know, for some reason I remember it hitting more than one. Maybe it's just because with all these different moves I'm starting to lose track. Oh, there's Bagon. I'd be all over having a Bagon at this point in the game. Just to have this small Pokemon which sort of underperforms throughout most of the game, and then you get to the end and then it becomes a Salamence and it's awesome. I'd definitely be down for that. I guess not, though. Also, really, again, attention to detail. I know these are mostly just the stadium models, but just look how angry Voltorb is throughout most of his animations. Just like vibrating with rage. Just ready to explode on you and die instantly. And you don't really tend to see... Again, it's one of those things where you don't tend to see a lot of the Pokemon's personality in a lot of more recent games, where they all just look dead behind the eyes. Seedot, you're next. So I gotta appreciate just how jovial Seedot looks as well. Just... It really feels as though, in terms of following acts, that they really did not disappoint with a lot of the Hoenn Pokemon here in terms of attention to detail with their animation. Just look how jovial Seedot is, just hopping on it, just hopping from foot to foot. Oh, we actually get a Shadow Normal. So we actually do get a different choice of fire type here. Almost want to disagree. What do you mean disagree? Would you care to elaborate, sir? Would you care to share with the class? Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna have... Again, normal is just one of those Pokemon which I also quite like, just camera ups. Just always I envision it as just sort of this force of destruction. Shadow Number with the barely restrained hatred. Oh yes, look at the hatred in those eyes. Just look how angry he looks. Just sitting there just like, oh, did I take damage? I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it. One of my favorite things I've seen from Scarlet Violet, some of the animations of Pokemon do after landing, in particular Haley moves or Cineration. Ah! Well, that's Scarlet and Violet, which, from what I recall, at the very least updated some animations. Like, Charizard actually stands on the ground now for once. So it's like, small improvements in Scarlet and Violet, but still not exactly the best look in terms of games. Let me just see if I can whittle it down a little bit more with Pursuit. In the meantime, okay. Let's send out Sphere again. Particularly funny when he just crits a random low level Pokemon. It's just, yeah, that does seem quite humorous, really. Just getting super excited about bullying all the low-level Pokemon with his rare high moments. Yeah, part of me wants to start throwing already. Because I'm not sure whether Pursuit will KO it here with a crit. With a crit, probably, just with a normal hit. 1, 2, 3. There we go, we got normal. Again, though, kind of a shame it's at a lower level compared to Houndoom. Cinderace Chili just high jumped kicked a Wurmple. Oh, now it's just puree. Oh yeah, this is where they triggered the alarms. Alright, into the belly of the beast we go. May as well start venturing around here a little bit, see what we can find. Just imagine Cinderace doing that foot. Come on, England! Kick the ball! Score some go. Well, Cinderace pretty much is just that meme, because that's all of British culture they could really take from the... They can really inject into Sword and Shield. Just again, it's one of those things, along with some of the culinary atrocities of Sin and Legend Czar, which just makes me think maybe Pokemon should just stick to Japanese culture, because that whole curry and croissant thing. I'm pretty sure most French Pokemon players have already made it clear that they see it just as an affront to their culture. And I can't help but agree with them, on the grounds that the only things that they really took from English culture when making Galar is just football and curry. It's like, not even any good fish and chips. You know, I mean, obviously you could argue that British sensibilities and identity has just sort of been eroded over the years, but surely it can't be as superficial as that. Like, just boil it down to football and curry, Lamau. Surely you could do better than that. Again, though, pretty sure I've already mentioned, just particularly with the anime, how Japanese the early anime episodes were. Part of me just wants the series to return to its roots in a way. Can be fun doing the Pokemon version of other cultures. Just the curry and football thing. Yeah, very flat. That's a good way of putting it. It's representing all these other cultures in the most superficial way. It's like making a region based around China and just having it be the main thing. Just, oh look at it. Oh look, it's Pancham. Pancham is the main mascot of the China region, as opposed to anything else about that particular culture. It's just panda. Maybe throw some Tai Chi in there as well. Just the most superficial stuff you can imagine. There wasn't even a Pokemon that looked like a Royal Guard original variant of Pilus. Hey! Hey! Nothing cute. Well, there's nothing cute about your name, Crink. What kind of a name is Crink anyway? Let's have a look in here. Let's see if we can find some more, stuff to, let's see if we can find some more loot. Let's bring Houndour up to the front for a little bit. Gotta wonder what they were doing with all these tanks in the past. More super potions, I'll happily take those. You know, let's just use some of these potions now we got them. I keep forgetting to do these. Especially problem as well, it doesn't seem as though we're taking that much damage. I think that PP would be more of an issue, honestly. That'll do. What are you doing here with the rest of the science team? Hmm? This is no place for a child to be sightseeing. Let's see, do you have any interesting shadow Pokemon here, or is this just more experience? You have a Spoink, so I'm guessing it's just more experience. Let's just see if we can delete that Lotad real quick. Could be better, could be worse. Again, though, I'm not really seeing much in terms of the early game to diminish special attacks, so I may as well just default to that. Oh, and Staryu. Imagine if we could get a Staryu at this point of the game. Also love just how funky his animations are in this game. Just like dancing along to a beat we can't hear. With earphones we can't see. Yeah, we may as well just delete this one. Delete this one from the video game. Yeah, that bite is doing a surprising amount of damage. A lot more than I would anticipate from an Umbreon. Well, that was certainly a battle. Ah, Morbit. I remember you and all the Morbit jokes made around at your expense. Try to lay this on challenge. What is wrong with cybersecurity? Well, I don't know. They seem pretty incompetent. You mean the rainbow guys out front? Yeah, I just sort of bullied them until they gave up. Time to swap around a little bit. Let's bring Marip out front. Let's show them the face of mercy. Item around here. I'm guessing you don't have any shadow Pokemon. Have you lost? No, I'm just out here looting your entire base. Don't mind me. Yeah, this is certainly a filler team if I ever did see one. I'm fairly certain with how this game is built, it's basically impossible for you to worry about Eevees and Ivies at all. I mean, Ivies is the obvious one, considering the more sort of limited nature of the Pokemon that you've got here. But Eevees in more so the way there isn't really something like a Macho Brace here. Ah yes, look at Wellman, his demented smile. Who thought this was a good thing to put into the game? I mean, Carter's here just struggling to survive, just alongside this evil-looking behemoth next to him. Look, just look at his little oh, ran out of people. Just look at him. It's like, yes, yes. I've been waiting for you to get to this point. Yeah, Wilma just looks so threatening here. Need to put dialogue from Meet the Pirates and now staring into space. Ah yes, one shudders to think what inhuman thoughts lie behind that mask. Dreams of chronic and sustained cruelty. I have Thundershock, don't I? Alright, say goodbye, Wilmer. I cannot be killed. I will always come back one way or another. I am immortal, you see. I am but a concept. My mortal body may die, but my spirit will linger on. As a rule, a constant in the universe. Okay, it still hurts though. My apologies. No idea where I was going with that. How dare you? Well, I don't know. That Wilma seemed pretty evil. Just had to put it down. Dreams of chronic and sustained oh, how convenient that we got an ether. May as well just use that now. Save us. Oh, we got 2. He got 2! May as well just keep going this way, I guess. Ah, more of the science team. Have you heard? Prototype XD001's final adjustments are behind schedule at headquarters. If they can get Crane to give up details about his purification study, all XD001's problems should be solved in one fell swoop. I think so too. But he sounds quite obstinate and tight-lipped about the whole thing. I heard Labrina's getting incensed over this. What? A kid in the lab? No, I don't want to die! Again, what the hell kind of a... You gotta wonder, just, I'm guessing it is just an Ori thing. They just look down at their baby boy and just think, what do you think we should name him, dear? I know, let's name him Elrock. What does that name even mean, dear? I have no idea. It just sounds good off the tongue. Whatever you say, dear. See, let's... Oh, Shadow Tag, wonderful. Of course you have Shadow Tag, why wouldn't you? Also, there's another girl, why not, meaning that you're, chronically, supremely unnaturally bulky. Gotta love it. Just please don't hit me with the mirror codes. I'm not even sure you have mirror code at this level, but please don't hit me with it regardless. Oh, safeguard. That works. That works. He's gonna knock you out with a pursuit, I think. Yeah, a lot of these battles are going surprisingly smoothly. I remember a lot of the battles here just being a lot longer. Maybe it's just because I'm used to the later fights where you have to... There's a lot more tough battles. Do you know who ate... No, I don't. Will you stop asking me that? We're trying to escape this facility. Yeah, I did watch a little bit of Freeman's Mind before going into this, which I suppose is why I'm sort of on this one-track mind about the science team here. Still no new moves, but in any case, I'm sincerely hopeful that Umbreon gets a fair bit of mileage out of all the defense buffs. I generally think for the boss of this area, I have a good feeling we're going to do well against him, just by the nature of the team. Just Umbreon here as a solid backbone, and all these shadow Pokemon to withstand shadow attacks and just deal obscene damage to everything else. It's just... This feels like the way the game was meant to be played. Well, maybe you're supposed to keep Teddiursa around here, but It's Teddiursa. It doesn't really apply to me. Oh yeah, we actually get to try a bullet seed now. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Come on, Seedot. Rattle him, boy. Rattle him. This is kind of weird, because in these earlier games, multi-hit moves like Bullet Seed don't really tend to think much of. Then, of course, there was just that one instance with, like, Mega Heracross with Bullet Seed and Arm Thrust and moves like that were just absolutely terrifying. I kind of miss it when those moves were good. I'm busy. If I let you go today, I'll let you go today, so go home without fuss, okay? I'm not good at battling, but now's not the time to be telling you, but... I mean, you could have just stayed quiet. I could have just grabbed the item in the corner and left you in peace. We don't have to do this, you know. You don't have to throw your Pokemon's health away so pointlessly. Alright, I guess we're doing this then. Let's just get rid of that Dustox. Let's see, who... Again, it feels like I'm mostly just navigating through menus. Houndour, let's send him out. I'm sure he could do well against these fellas. And now, going for this whole thing with Umbreon being like the one constant throughout this whole playthrough, most likely, I can't help but view him as basically just the Grommet of the situation, where he hardly says anything but is like super competent, and really coming in clutch for the entire operation most of the time. It's like as soon as I say do something, Chroma, then things happen, and he just locks in and just ends up saving the day all by his lonesome through his ingenuity and general badassery. In that typical Grommet fashion, where he almost falls off a bridge and dies. Again, just... I have a lot of fond memories of the old Wallace and Gromit shorts, mostly just the first 4 in the movie. Still not entirely certain how to feel about the more recent one, just I feel I would have liked it more if it was more its own self-contained story, as opposed to just trying to continue off of what's generally considered the best of the short film with the wrong trousers. Pretty sure I already mentioned this in a fair few streams a while back, just... It tries to be a direct continuation, but certain plot elements don't really line up with everything that happened in between, like in Close Shave, Curse of Were-Rabbit, Matter of Loaf and Death. Just... It's like it wants you to believe all those other escapades happened, and yet there's this one plot detail which just sort of doesn't make sense in the context of all that. It's kind of a shame, really, because part of that whole sort of plot discrepancy just kind of spoils the whole thing for me, which is a shame, because from what I recall, at the very least, watching it last Christmas, I did have a good time of it. There were quite a few good jokes. Which is good, because from what I heard with like the more recent Chicken Run movie, Oddman's been in a little bit of a slump. Hopefully we're starting to see the back of that. Certainly hopeful for that Oddman Pokemon animation at the very least. I'll pretend I never saw you. Yes, let me just quickly grab this. A single Great Ball. Splendid. Let's see. Let me just heal up a little bit more. May as well just burn for all these potions real quick. Yeah, that'll do. Elevator? Let's see, now where have we ended up? Oh yeah, there was another elevator back there. I may as well see where that one leads first. May as well be Furry. Also, yeah, just generally speaking, real big fan of the harmonica sound effect. Ah, a healing machine, meaning I wasted all those potions. You want to open that shit? Oh no, I'm getting ganked. It's like the Pokemon version of Dark Souls. We're against Digor. And yet he doesn't use any ground-type Pokemon. Okay. Let me just see. I just want to see movesets. Let's. Okay, Thunderwave. Finally, some utility. Let's Houndour again, I suppose. Not a good matchup into that Machop, but yeah, it's fine. I'll just swap out next turn to Seedot or something, or Baltoy. Yeah, you can sort of see the natures at work with how all of the Pokemon tend to lower their heart gauges at different rates. It's like we're seeing it in real time. Oh yeah, this definitely isn't a good matchup for Houndour. HEC, who their routes is just being scientists in Pokemon battles. It's like, oh yes, just nothing but rats. Seems like a bit of an odd choice, but I mean, they are probably quite common. Okay, Hardy, Calm. Calm is actually pretty good for Ampharos. Relax is pretty good. Careful. Calm for Houndour. I mean, that could be worse. Also comes with Early Bird, which, oh, it comes with Flash Fire. Good. It's just Seedot, which is a little bit of a letdown on the abilities front then. Yeah. Natures-wise, I feel we could have gotten a lot worse. I guess they'd have Pinecokers too because they throw so many grenades. Yeah, that checks out. That checks out. That sounds about right. Wow, breaking out light screen at this point in the game. It's like we're actually starting to get see some actual strategy here. Slade dawns on me that this game having abilities, but not. Well, I mean, this is basically just your standard Pokemon game, all things considered. Just it's all in doubles format. That does remind me, though, were there abilities in Legend Za? Because I'm not entirely. Still not 100% certain as what there are. I don't think there are. Which is kind of weird, considering a lot of Megas are made or broken by their... Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Oh, yeah, this isn't a very good matchup for Seedot. Let me just, double switch, I think. Yeah, just double switch. Get Murray from Baltoy in the line immediately. A second bus hit Big Ben. I don't know. Just mine goes to some strange places sometimes. Oh, focus energy, so we're basically hosed if we don't take that down. Yes, Psybeam. Let me... I'm not sure if a Machop has guts, but I don't think Makuhita does, so may as well just double into him. I like how squishy Makuhita looks in this game. It's like a dumpling. A dumpling with a badly drawn smiley face on it. More Majesty, they filled the Parliament building with Voltorbs. That would probably be a more interesting plot for Sword and Shield, as opposed to just obvious villain does obvious villain things. Yeah, we could just finish that with a Thunder Shock. kind of feel there's just a lot of Pokemon that I still... Oh, there's reverse mode, so... Oh no, here comes the karate chop action! Jeez, that's a lot of damage. Thankfully, we're in a room with a health pack, so... Oh, and now the light screen wears off. What perfect timing when the battle's basically over already. Get out of here, you. Look at that, Mario's basically nearly there. And then comes the giant fist march up. No. Down you go. There's a good chap. Please leave me. I could ask you the same thing, just leave me alone. What was in this anyway? An Eevee. Eh, could be worse. I do gotta wonder why they have this room, an entire elevator dedicated to a single room. It just seems like poor planning on their part. Like, what is this room even supposed to be? Like some kind of break room? I mean, there's just a table here. It's like that. It doesn't even look like there's a coffee machine in there. It's like, who designed this laboratory? And why is there no place to just get a why can't anybody just get a simple coffee cup around here? Or in my case, just tea. Cypher doesn't seem like the sort who drink tea. Cabal here, I don't think he's ever had a cuppa. I don't think he even knows what tea is. I think Carvanha is a Shadow Pokemon at some point in this game. Let's see. There he is, Shadow Carvanha. Which also means we're heading in the right direction. I don't really have anything to do with Magnemite, so I guess I'm just gonna have to swap out the Houndour. Cypher drink gamer fuel? Or Gamer Subs before was he? Imagine if I actually got my own Gamer Subs cup. Wouldn't that be nice? And then again, I don't think they've ever heard of me, so... That, and I don't want to be the sort who just constantly spams and inundates people with ads and promotional stuff in the middle of streams and videos. Just doesn't seem right to me. Come on, Houndour, you can take care of that Magnemite. Surely. Surely. Oh, and Roar as well. Wait, I'm just wondering, can you actually team Roar with, You know, let's just swap out real quick to Bolter. Can you team Roar with Pursuit? One of those cups is pretty nice content. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. I wouldn't mind a cup with me on it. To say the very least, I think my heart would explode. Ah yes! 10,000 grams of pure caffeine. It's like one of the closer things we can get to brain implosion energy. Because you can't overthink if your heart stops. Yeah, I think we could just, Mud Slap Carvanha, just to lower its accuracy a little bit. I guess Roar and Pursuit isn't an actual thing. Ah, well. Let's see. Accuracy? Yes, there's the accuracy drops. Oh, we're doing this now, where we just go back and forth with reverse mode. You have to do this now of all times. When we're getting marmolated by this surprisingly high damage dealing Carvanha. To each his own, I guess. Look at that, Boltzoy's heart gauge is nearly completely empty now. Oh, yeah, that really can't be good for Psyduck's headache, just getting knocked down and landing on his head constantly. I don't know, Psyduck really does seem like one of those Pokemon who would have a rage meter if that was a mechanic. Just a rage meter to unlock incredibly powerful psychic abilities. Let's go for another Mud Slap, why not? Okay, one more hit and we don't have to worry about Psyduck murdering us with his psychic powers. Still have no idea why Golduck isn't a psychic type. Like, Gen 1 is already so full of redundant typings anyway, so they may as well have just done it. Like, why not? Like yeah, just give Victreebel and Vileplume Grass Poison, but not Psychic type to Psyduck. Or Dragon type to Seadra, just, especially given how rare and seemingly pointless Seadra is compared to stuff like Starmie. Just, it would seem like an obvious thing to give Seadra Dragon type. Should be a Ghost type alternative to Psycho. It's the same as Annihilate. Ah yes, Psyduck's headache is so bad that it dies, I guess. Let's just see if we can capture this Carvana now. I kind of want to save the Great Ball for something else that we're going to be getting in a bit. Let's Shadow Blitz Remoraid, why not? Stay in the ball, you. 2, 3. You gotta be thankful for paralysis. Unlike Annihilate, the ghost psychic is actually at peace. Ah! So he made peace with himself before dying. Gotcha. Well, Houndour's gone. Let's... Who's Hard Gauge? Seedot again, I guess. Alternatively, go absolutely wild and make reference to Greek myth with the birth of the fiend. Oh. I'm not sure they go that far, to say the least. Ah, Bullet Seed. And Secret... I don't know, Secret Power just seems like a bit of a filler move, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I guess it's kind of fitting for Seedot, given... I'm pretty certain I've heard that splat sound effect somewhere before. Zeus had a slitting headache and he cracked his head over... Ah, right, I remember. Just had to recall off the top of my head after a little bit, after a fashion. No matter about. Down you go, Remoraid. I can't believe that the gun Pokemon was gunned down in this facility full of shadow Pokemon. Level 20. Heck yeah. Alright, go right ahead. Feel free to wander and look at... That's what I thought, sir. Okay. How many revives do we have? Only one. You know what? I'm just gonna go back and heal up. I know it'll take it'll take more time, but I can be damn sure that everyone is actually healed up, as opposed to just having to limp along with one fainted Pokemon. Again, Nuzlocke in this game must be a nightmare. Reminding me of that Too Many Types run. I mean, have you seen the concept, like, beta design for Remoraid, where he's just, like, a fish revolver? Yeah, in my mind, Remoraid is just a gun. Just a very fish-shaped gun. Which makes it even funnier when you notice it's hanging off of Mantine's wings. Basically just making Mantine into a water-type fighter bomber. Well, oh, hello. What are you doing? You shouldn't get into mischief when you're visiting someone else's... I'm just here to pick up my friend. That's a very good point, actually, now that you mention that. Was Remoraid in Black and White 2? Let me just Let me just check. Obviously this one doesn't have any, shadow Pokemon since it's off the beaten path, meaning I just get to beat up his Jigglypuff. Let's see, Remoraid. Okay, yeah, Remoraid was in Black and White too. Okay, that checks out. Oh, it was in Black and White 1 as well. Oh. Yeah, Remoraid was in Black and White 1 and 2. Oh yeah, I think by the looks of it, Mareep is pretty much there in terms of heart gauge. Let me just check. Yep, Mareep's surprisingly Mareep is the first to get there. Let's continue. Wait. Okay, so I guess it was just mean luck. Just looked it up. It had a cylinder. It really was just a revolver fish. Honestly, a design like that does seem like it would be more in line with Digimon, which I suppose getting onto that a little bit more. Seeing some of the designs of Digimon back in Time Stranger just leaves me thinking stuff like Gardevoir is tame by comparison. Like compared to like one that comes to mind which I'm currently using in Time Stranger, Lady Devimon. Which, feel free to look that one up. But yeah, just... Digimon really just seems to go all in with a lot of the humanoid designs, where they really are just sort of, humans with, more sort of either angelic or demonic features a lot of the time, or just characteristics of fictional stuff like it. I think a good one which I got in Time Stranger was Witchmon, which is basically just a witch with big claw hands, which included the broom, which you could ride shotgun on, which is pretty cool. I really do feel as though I missed out a lot when it comes to Digimon, because obviously only real exposure I had to it was watching Tamers when I could as a kid, and I think at one point I watched the movie. I remember that one is kind of hard to... Naturally, it is hard to forget. Look at that, Mareep and Baltoy can now be purified. Let's put them at the back of the bus. So now we can focus on... I think it would make more sense to just put Seedot out. Ah. They have the exact same progress on their heart gauges. Thunderstruck Psybeam, Raw Mud Slab, what's the secret power? It's gonna be curious to see what Gulpin had in terms of moves. Let's see what we got here. A full heal, nice. And I feel there should be like a set of stairs down here somewhere. Maybe there was in Colosseum. Seems like the sort of thing that would be here. Look at this! We're back full circle. Whew, I never thought that Cypher's big man would deign to show up here in person. I saw him in real flesh and blood and he's menacing. The sight of him gave me shivers. Ah yes, Greevil, what a name. Master Greevil is supposedly making a personal tour of all the Cypher's facilities. I think once confirmed that everything is fine so we can proceed with his plans without ending up with a fiasco like last time. What? Who are you, you suspicious intruder? How long were you there? You might just be a kid, but we can't let you walk out. Ah yes, what a name, Greevil. Or as is called in Japanese, Death Cold. It's like, you can't get a more villainous name if you tried. Still though, just thinking back to when I was a kid, I feel a lot of my time was a lot of stuff that I really got into was more sort of on the anime side, because obviously there was stuff like Digimon, Power Rangers, Sonic X was one that came to mind, Beyblade. Loved me some Beyblade back in the day. Transformations are some... I am tripping out on the good... But also transformation sequences in the cartoons are still stuck. Yeah, especially going back and looking at the transformation sequences from Tamers, where it looks like they're just getting their skin ripped off. It's like... It was super weird, but at the same time it was metal as heck. I kind of really love it for that. Just the fact that it's... oh, we actually do get a Shadow Shroomish. Never mind. It's like I knew we were getting a Shadow Shroomish eventually, just didn't realize it was here and now. Definitely gonna have to swap Sealed out for that one before this is all over. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Pursuit. We'll see. That Kecleon is surprisingly bulky. Also, considering the nature of this game, I don't think we're gonna be getting Spore on our Shroomish, unfortunately, if we decide to use it, which is a shame. Because this was back in the day where, in order to get Spore on your Shroomish, you had to, like, wait till, like, the late, like, level 46 or something ridiculous. But there was pretty much one of the main things that made Shroomish and Braylon by proxy to such a menace, really. Just so I do kind of get why they held it back so much, but even so, if you want to use Shroomish in a playthrough, it kind of sucks that you have to hold out for so long in order to get Spore, or just hold out until you can afford to breed and level up another one. Oh, 54. Yeah, that's isn't really tenable for a lot of people. That's like pretty much endgame in any game, and you're expecting to hold on to Shroomish for that long just so we can learn Spore? And basically just be down a team member the entire playthrough? Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily something a lot of people are going to be on board with. Let's see what Secret Power does here. Or, you know, Stun Spore? Well, yeah, but Spore is better. It's basically guaranteed sleep, 100% accuracy. Gotcha! It's basically just a direct upgrade from Sleep Powder, and Sleep Powder generally isn't all that great, from what I recall. It's like very situational, tends to let you down in a pinch. Ah, so Secret Power is still Need Alarm here, good to know. I'm gonna see if I can try catching Shroomish now. I know it is, but Shroomish seems to be a Pokemon that I tend to gravitate towards when it comes to playthroughs of Gen 3. That or Slack Off, obviously. Gotta love the nose lasers. Yay, we win. Meaning all we have left is this rather annoying looking Kecleon. And of course you flinch. Of course. Why wouldn't you? Alright, let's see if we can get some heart gauge down on Sphere as well while we're here. Come on, Seated, I'm sure you can finish this off. There's a good chap. Well, shoot. Really seems as though the battles here are starting to get tougher and tougher, which, you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's sort of what I expect. And there we go. I think Sphere and Houndour are basically there, practically. Time for a combo move. Using your own ability against you, except it doesn't matter because you're dead already. Clots. Ah yes, Deep Feign Thrombosis is a silent killer. Are you really a kid? Last time I checked. But then again, I have been at this for like 20 years. Did you maybe come to rescue Crane? Don't bother trying. You don't know how scary Liverina she's in charge here can be. She looks cute and all, but she's nothing short of terrifying. Get out of here while you still can. Okay, thanks, buddy. And with that, we go full circle. Thank you for your ID card. It will help to identify the body. I'm only a researcher here. I don't battle. I'm with the science team. Don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you if you're with the science team. Let's see what's over here. Nothing. Yeah, I think we basically cleared out this whole floor. Just gonna go back and heal one more time, and then we'll be off. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting this this entire stream to just be the Cypher Lab. It's like I remember this whole place being a lot shorter. It was just me struggling a little bit with the battles and constantly having to do this. Just making more time for myself. Ah, well. I think we're nearly there at the very least. Just, I think, a couple more battles and then we're out of here. Actually, I think... Oh, there we go. Sphere can now be purified. So, in terms of Pokemon to be purified, all we have left at the moment is, Oh, there's Houndour, meaning all that's left is Seedot. Part of me kind of wants to swap out a lot of the Pokemon we already have, just so we can start cooking on the other ones. But given how strong these guys are, I think we're gonna need all the help we can get in terms when it comes to the boss fight. I'm pretty sure I could just, use the ID card. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll just, save doing the other ones for when we eventually get to, finishing this up, which... Well, we're nearly there anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think there's just 2 more trainers here. You understand, don't you? It's wrong to turn only Pokemon into Shadow Pokemon against their will. Please, won't you help stop this Shadow Pokemon plan? Join us and help us save Pokemon! Professor Crane, I understand what you're trying to say, but I can't help you. What? You're that kid I saw at the Pokemon HQ lab that time. Stand? Is it really you? What are you doing here? Trying to tell me that you came here by your lonesome to rescue Professor Crane? It's too bad. I'm still a member of Cypher. I can't very well let folks like you go, can I? I mean, you could. As for you, you snagged my Teddy Ursa from me that time. I'll give you this. You got guts to come here alone, but I'll fix you so good that you'll never get out again. Ah. Define what you mean by fixing. Also gonna be interested to see if you still have a Shadow Pokemon on you. Well, that Rhyhorn I'm pretty sure is good as gone. Imagine if we could get a Shadow Rhyhorn as well. That would be neat. Whatever. Let me just, I think Mareep would probably be best here. Yeah, I think in terms of levels, the gang as is probably the best way to go. It's like they sort of expect you to use these guys throughout the whole of the Cypher Lab at the very least. Again, gonna be a little bit ashamed to be going without Teddy Ursa, but... Well, I think after this, Seedot's basically already there, maybe? Well, that's a lot of damage, though. And now I'm gonna have to waste it. You know what? I think I can afford to hold off on it for another turn just so I can get rid of this Rhyhorn. Let me just do that. Never mind. Thanks a bunch, Murkrow, you prick. I'm gonna have to heal my team all over again. I don't have anything good against... Well, actually, what am I saying? What am I saying? I have shadow moves. Should have this in the bag. Oh, and of course you have Lightning Rod. Yeah, this was a mistake. Yeah, let me just, I think Umbreon would probably be best here, actually. Just to tank some damage. Oh, and of course you have Pursuit. Fantastic. Parting shot at the very least. Yeah, these guys still do quite a fair bit of damage. I don't know. Maybe going all Shadow Pokemon wasn't the best idea for this particular point in the game. Especially considering how little damage that's doing. Sand attack, methinks. Yeah, I'm actually getting desperate enough to resort to sand attack. That's when you know it's bad. Come on. Shadow Wave. Do something. Anything. Yeah, that is a surprisingly bulky Murkrow. Shadow Slack Off, though. That would be pretty neat. Ooh. Yeah, that Murkrow does not mess around. Ooh. Let me just sand attack you. Yeah, I think this is gonna be Spheel's last turn, unfortunately. Haha, it actually worked! That normally doesn't work out for me, but it did this time. Yeah, no use underestimating those legendary tier stats. I'm thinking Bite. Keep up the good work. Keep up the... Yeah, that is a lot of damage. Slack off his own thing around. Keep up the good work, Spheal. That's it. We're almost through this. And imagine if we got a Shadow Beldum here. That would be awesome. No, yeah, it doesn't look to have any Shadow Pokemon, unfortunately, so... Guess we're just gonna have to cleave our way through this. I was expecting that to do a lot less damage to Beldum. Oh, and the... Yeah, Bite is just super good for this point in the game. Just, you know, the high damage, the flinch, is like, what's not to like? Yeah, let's just bring this home. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised Spheal survived this entire fight. I was really expecting him to bite the dust at some point. 21. You're good, punk. Debatably. Professor Crane, you folks don't have the foggiest notion of how big and scary Cypher is. It's not smart to resist. You can go on about your poor abused Pokemon and all, but you should think about your own selves. That's my advice. See you later, I guess. Stunt, you really did come here by yourself? That's amazing! But it's dangerous here, we better get out right away. The worst fears turned out to be true about Cypher. They weren't wiped out, this is just one of their bases. The details can wait, things get complicated if they return. Let's get out of here quick. Crane joined the party. Do you have any means of healing my team? Leaf Stone, in case you wanted to evolve your C-Dot into Shiftry real quick. Definitely appreciate that being here. It's like they knew that you'd be using, oh, I just realized. I don't think we're necessarily in a good situation here. I think now might be the good time to deploy the Revive. Mario's probably going to be better off with this fight, actually. And Super Potion on Spheal. There we go. I think that's the best we're going to be able to manage. Unless we can actually just make it to the healing station. Let's find out. Because obviously we don't want to go to the elevator right away. Well, doesn't open that side. Okay, I think we can just go to the healing station, so... Again, sort of dumb of me for wasting those items. Where does it teleport you if you run out of Pokemon in this area? Probably outside, or maybe just, That is a good question, actually. I don't remember. Maybe just... I think when you game over in this game, it just sends you back to your room. Or maybe the nearest Pokemon Center. Probably just your room, though. Okay, here we are. You have to excuse me, Professor. I just need to heal up. Yeah, just put Pseudo out front. Probably not the best move, all things considered, for this upcoming fight, but need to lower the gauge. Would expect this to be the Pokemon game where you actually game over, but I guess that's against the spirit of his... Yeah. It would be kind of weird, though, because... And you mentioned that. It is possible to game over in Time Stranger, and you just have to load from your last checkpoint, basically. Again, though, not being able to game over here does sort of lower the stakes a little bit. Or just sort of inevitably you just banging your head against the wall until the wall gives way. Anyways, let's get out of here. But wait. We found you unconscious. Hey you sneaked Crane out? Lavina, the child here, he's the intruder. Look at her saunter with all that swagger.
Oh, wait, I've like so not heard about anyone leaving anywhere. Professor Crane's gonna like be so very busy, or like so very busy. So please like be a nice little boy and like totally don't disturb us.
We're going back to the HQ lab. Stand aside, please.
Oh my god, like going back. Seriously, like so joking. This so happens to be where you work from now on. After all, like so needed to keep working on your studies. Like so the key to our plan. XD001. The like ultimate shadow Pokemon that can never like be purified.
Destroyer. I will. Stop that nonsense. Do you seriously think I would help you do something that horrible?
Oh, Dad Naps. He must have like made such a boo-boo again. I like so have to like punish him lots.
I don't want to know what punishment you deal out.
Little boy, if you can like convince Professor Crane, you should like tell him to study as XD001. See, our plan is to like make the ultimate shadow Pokemon like never ever be purified. XD001 is like our only first prototype. So like when we work out the problems, we can like make combat units with XD series Pokemon. Wouldn't that just be like so peachy? We're like so need the professor's cooperation for our plans. So like please, sweetie, can you like totally please ask him nice little help?
How about no?
Oh, like how nasty, you silly boy. You like so won't help me with XD001 either? Oh, you'll be like so sorry now. But you'll like so understand. A little hurt is like so persuasive.
Well, here we go. She can't have bigger bunny ears than me. So that's your prerogative against her with her Hatsune Miku hair. So, in terms of first boss fights, in Colosseum we had Mirror B with his amazing afro, amazing unique music, and his 4 Ludicolo's in an insane rain team. Here, we have, as far as I'm aware, Discount Venus. In that she mostly focuses on infatuation. Let me just gun down your love disc right here. Why do you even have this? It's like Love Disc is one of those Pokemon which I completely forgot to mention when looking at all the home Pokemon. It's just one of those why do you exist Pokemon. Yeah, seriously, a 2-hit KO on Beautifly. That's... And you don't even have any bug moves. Yeah, I think this... We might... I don't think we're gonna have much of a problem here, at least with this starting opening volley. Come on, Seedot, you can do better than that. Come on, gun her down. She built her team for color coordination. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I wonder if there's a ROM hack where enemy trainers try to snag more. I'm fairly certain there's a fan game about that. I wouldn't be surprised. Rosalia. I don't think this one's going to be too much of a problem either. I'm mostly just worried about sleep. Grass whistle. Oh, we got a 5-er. Heck yeah, that's what I want to see. Let's see how much... You know what, let's swap into Houndar real quick. That would be probably the best to deal with the Rosalia. But yeah, with Infatuation and Status, this has the really has the makings for a Discount Venus team. You know, the strategy that everybody loved in Colosseum, which just hits you with paralysis, confusion, and infatuation. Love to see those little jump speed before it's... Yeah! It's like, the animations in this game have so much personality, it's great. Oh, and here's our ace. Delcatty. Yeah. Shadow Delcatty. One of the few instances where Delcatty is actually... semi-threatening. At least at this point in the game, just... Oh, and Leech Seed as well. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to deal with this Rosalia real quick. Just, don't mind me, Delcat. Oh. I think this is the first Pokemon that also has Shadow Rush. I don't think it deals Recall this time, though. Yeah, it doesn't. Still, though, you can see Umbreon's defense, just tanking that Shadow Rush like it was nothing. Again, a traditionally cutesy Pokemon is a yeah. Oh, it has Pin Missile. Okay. Yeah, let me just get you out of here real quick. You can't be serious. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to switch out real quick just to avoid getting seeded some more. Let's swap into Mareep so we can get off the Thunder Wave. And then we can just whittle down Delcatty until we're good to capture. Yeah, for some reason as a kid starting out in this game, for some reason I found this boss quite difficult. No idea why. Maybe it had something to do with her Delcatty? I don't remember. I actually used a spray bottle full of water on Delcatty until it became evil. Love Rosalia's... Yeah! Again, just really love all this this detail here. She's so dainty as well. Okay, so that just leaves Delcatty. Let's, Ember real quick. I think that should do a decent amount of damage without knocking it out. Okay, that Shadow Rush does kind of hurt, though. Maybe that's what I am. Also, a lot of multi-hit moves represent... Yeah, that is kind of weird. Especially considering the nature of, multi-hit moves. Also, just love how, Delcatty's, like, prim and proper walk is there. It's like... Lavrita's team feels more thematic in terms of what Pokemon is rather than just going for a strategy. I guess I can respect trying to win with your favorites, but it's Delcatty. The one Pokemon with basically zero redeeming qualities. I'm sorry, it's true. Yeah, surprisingly bulky for this point in the game, I suppose. No matter though, Bolt so I can Bolt so I can take anything she can dish out. Get over here for a mud slap. Time for your mud bath. Mostly just going for the accuracy drops here. Yeah, I think we sort of got this in the bag in all honesty. We just have to whittle it down. I think one more turn of whittling down should do it, and then we just go in for capturing. Again, it's super thankful that Shadow Rush isn't Recall this time around, because that was arguably one of the more annoying things about Colosseum, the fact that going up against Shadow Pokemon, you were basically always on a timer. Because Shadow Rush has infinite PP in Colosseum. Too bad Game Freak didn't keep on whatever team third-party animations work on this game. Basically, always. Yeah, they also did work on Battle Revolution, but I think that was the last one outside of. I think they also worked on Poké Park. I think. That and Pokédex 3D, I remember that. Remember Pokédex 3D? Because I don't think a lot of people do. Okay, I think... Let's see if we can risk a capture right now. Seems like a good time. Saved a great ball just for you. This one has your name on it. 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell. That went surprisingly smoothly, I must admit. I was expecting that to be a whole lot rougher. What on earth? How can you be like so strong? Discount Miku.exe is now deactivated. Oh, I like so hate to say this, little boy. I can't like beat you right now. Master Grill is gonna be like so cross with me, but that's okay. I'll let you like owe me this one time, but you have to like promise you'll think about my plan next time. If you see XD001, I'm like totally sure you'll want to help me. I'll like so be waiting for you. Yeah, you better run. Lavrina. Like how she has no reaction to you yoinking. Yeah, that's the same with all the trainers here. I think their reaction is based on you not snagging their Pokemon, which is kind of a shame. Stant, you have grown tough, haven't you? In fact, I'm amazed by how much stronger you've grown in such short a time. I guess we'll be relying on you more than ever, Stant. Now we know that Cypher's back, we need to move quickly. We have to come up with ways of stopping them. This time, let's really head to the HQ lab. There we go, Sealer can now be purified, and what is this? A data ROM. Here, may I see that? And over the data ROM. This may be something important. Let's take it back and analyze it. I wonder what happens if you skip that over, actually. There's no reason for you not to, but... Oh hey, we just skip right back to the lab. How nice of you, game. Thanks to you, son. I was able to return safe and sound. Sincerely, thank you. It was a horrible ordeal. I learned a few things while I was in that desert lab. First and foremost, Cypher hasn't disappeared. In fact, the fact that they're still around is alarming. Worse, they're making more Shadow Pokemon again. And worst of all, they're trying to create the ultimate Shadow Pokemon, one that's impossible to purify. Cypher must be plotting world domination using Shadow Pokemon as their weapons again. To counter Cypher's new Shadow Pokemon conspiracy. Director, Lily, we did it! The Purified Chamber is finally completed! Oh my. Oh, what fantastic timing, it's already finished. Lily, thank you. Thank you for pulling everyone together so capably in my absence. Okay, let's not waste any time. Let's all go have a look at the Purified Chamber. Let's. Lead the way, I guess. Alright, I guess I just have to waltz on over there myself. Ah yes, this fancy schmetch looking thing. Take a good look, Stent. This is a Purified Chamber. Stent, you and your father and I designed it 5 years ago when we were motivated by the Shadow incident. Yeah, there was no mention of this in Colosseum, by the way. If evildoers were to create Shadow Pokemon again, we wanted to be able to save them ourselves. Stent, your father believed that passionately. It's one of your father's wish. I put together a Pokemon HQ lab. Stent, if your father were here, I'm sure he'd be delighted. While I was gone, everyone seems to have rallied around Lily and made things happen. Okay, Stan, we'll have you lead the way. The glorious history of the Purified Chamber will begin with you. But first, if you'd be so kind to briefly explain how the Purified Chamber works. Oh boy, should have brought some more water for this. Okay, certainly. Listen closely. The Purified Chamber is a facility in which Shadow Pokemon undergo purification through contact with regular Pokemon. Purification is conducted in what we call a set. This is where Shadow Pokemon comes into contact with regular Pokemon. In the center of a set, one Shadow Pokemon is placed. Up to 4 regular Pokemon can be placed around the Shadow Pokemon. We have 9 of these sets here, which means we can effectively purify some 9 Shadow Pokemon at the same time. There's one thing you need to be careful about. Purification won't proceed unless you only have a single Shadow Pokemon on a set. Purification only happens if there's at least 1 regular Pokemon on a set with a Shadow Pokemon. The number of regular Pokemon placed with the Shadow Pokemon and their compatibility are key points. first number of regular Pokemon, then regular Pokemon you place in a shadow Pokemon, the quicker... Ah, yes, so you can effectively just put Pokemon in the purification chamber, and their heart gauge will drop down over time. Meaning you don't have to bring them into battle. Next, for compatibility of Pokemon. Compatibility depends on the note types of different directions they face. By adjusting these factors, you're likely to see... Let's just give it a go. System's all green. Well, it would behave if there were actually some Pokemon on the sets. Yes, let me at it. Let me at it. I want to see the funny. I want to see the funny. Woo. Okay, edit. Also love this music. Oh, normal comes with a so this is where we get all the held items. Let me just put Teddy Ursa in this first one. Second one, we'll put Ladybug. And then Poochyena, I guess. Yeah, you can see by the line here. If it's blue, it means that the tempo is not going to be that great. If it's white, then basically the tempo indicates how quickly a shadow Pokemon will be purified. But let's just see it in action, shall we? Let's put some Pokemon in. Let's put Houndour and Shroomish in first. Love this. Yeah, I love this music too. And then this last one, let's put Boltoy. Continue any of these sets? No. Let's purify some Pokemon. Look at this. All of a sudden, it's a lot more jovial. Let's get to purifying. I think the nice thing about having all these Pokemon that you get from the Hexagon Brothers is that they're basically set up to be used in the Purify Chamber. Or at least the ones you don't use regularly on your team. Giga Drain, nice. And Refresh. Obviously I approve. And of course we get all sorts of levels because we use them in all sorts of battles. Heck yeah, we got Shiftry right away. Well, I mean, do I want to use Shiftry though? Because, I mean, Giga Drain and Refresh. I think I'll probably hold off on evolving Nuzleaf into Shiftry, at least until I get some better moves. And then again, it has Early Bird, so probably not worth actually using. Fake Out, heck yeah. That's what I want to see. Let's get rid of Bullet Seed. See how it's no longer dancing with Murderous Rage, but instead happiness. And there we go. We get they get ribbons, just like in Colosseum. I mean, it's kind of obvious what I gotta nickname this one. Nuzlocke and his nipples. Yes, let's swap sets. Let's swap sets real quick. Let's get Houndour up to speed. Also, yeah, this is a fair bit quicker than going to Relic Forest, meaning that while it's there, and it's neat that you still are able to go there, there's not really much reason to actually go to Relic Forest, unfortunately. Ooh, Charm, that's pretty neat. Okay, next one. Let's get Boltoy. This whole setup has Digivolve vibes going back. Well, yeah, I guess it's more sort of the holographic background. I can kind of see that. Brrr. Okay, regain Rock Tomb, heck yeah. And other move, Refresh. I can see that being pretty good on a Claydol. Get rid of Toxic. And there we go. That's 3 out of the 5. How do you find the Purify Chamber? Using this system, it's possible to purify many shadow Pokemon at the same time. Yep, you can access it via PC. Looks like you'll have to get busy with more of the snag machine. I want to do some more purifying. Give me a sec. Time for some more editing, methinks. Put that there. Party Pokemon. Just gonna put these fellas just in a circle real quick. Seems the most thematically appropriate. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, let's throw everybody else in there. Yeah, I think as well, actually. Maybe worth putting Delcatty in here as well to start cooking. Probably not going to be the fastest, but hey. It'll happen eventually. Alright, let's get Spheal up to speed. And there we go, Spheal. Gets Aurora Beam, nice, Smice coverage, and Charm. Which I suppose is fitting for Spheal. Kinda surprised Spheal doesn't get that already. Also, obviously, yes, Spheal obviously went... Ooh, Body Slam. Yes, please. I'll get rid of Mud Slap. Picked up another ribbon. Yes, the ballin'. That's a good way of putting it. Okay, and lastly, Mareep. I don't think I'm actually going to be bringing any of these guys with me going forward, unfortunately. Again, it's just going to be the revolving door of Shadow Pokemon. Any I can't fit in the Purified Chamber are going on the team. Spheal is ballin'. Body Slam, and Mareep gets Heal Bell. That's actually pretty damn good. Heal Bell is obviously great. And I think enough experience in order to evolve into Farfy. Yep, we get Fluffy. Always appreciate it. So, yeah, it really is just like we're back at the start of Colosseum. Yep, there's good old Fluffy again. I always thought Fluffy was quite cute. This whole process is new to me. All I was sitting for Dark Lugia from this game besides the comp. Yeah, you don't tend to hear a lot about this game, unfortunately. I mean, obviously, there's only one real name which works here. Lanolin. Yeah, get back in the box. I'll see you later. Let's go back and edit some more boxes. Edit. Yeah, I think we can just put Spheal in here real quick. There we go, tempo at maximum. And, let's see, could Fluffy go in here anywhere? I'll put Fluffy there for the time being. I mean, obviously Balto would probably be a good fit there as well, but, I suppose we'll just have to make do. Let's put, Gulpin in next. Yeah, look at that flow. Gulpin's gonna be purified in no time. And, let's put Spinarak in as well. I don't think I'm gonna be using Spinarak. There we go, that's a little bit better. Look at that flow. Group music therapy. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, actually. And then we're stuck with these free mooks. Welcome to the party, Carvana and Numble and Shroomish. I guess the free alternate, Hoenn type trio. Yeah, I think we can make do with this. Obviously, the level's a little bit down, but, I'm sure we'll manage. Space. The final frontier. Yeah, let's just get out of here. Okay, I'm done. Okay, now that I'm done with that, I'm out of here. Oh, speaking of Cypher, Lily, have you made any progress with that data room we brought back from Cypher's lab? Oh yes, I've asked Darton to analyze the contents of the data room. You can't make this up. Stan, could you go upstairs and ask Darton how he's doing? He's the man in the room next to the director's office. Remember, he's compiling the basic data. Don't run his tired, so Jovi will go. Oh, Jovi, that's okay. This is the work. Yeah, I'm definitely against the concept of allowing Jovi to do things. Seeing Jovi and her boundless energy makes me realize I'm back home. Anyways, I wonder what's on that data ROM. Oh, Jovi, there's no stopping you. Please, just go ask Darton how he's doing in his office upstairs. Will do. Will do. This is because I feel that we need a little bit of a plot hook to end this particular part on, because it has definitely been going for a fair bit. Oh, isn't Darton the man who's always fooling around on his computer here? This is strange. Jovi wonders where he went. I'll go find him. I'll go find him. I think I know where he is. Obviously, there's Minum still in there. Still, I guess, trapped in there, I guess. Let's have a look outside, I think. I think he's outside. There he is. Ah, I'm sorry, Professor. I couldn't decipher it. Huh? Oh, it's you, Stent. You scared me half to death. That data arm is heavily protected like a bank vault. It'll take a seriously talented guy to break through and get out the contents. A seriously talented guy, you say? Howdy, Professor. Ah, Professor, I'm terribly sorry. It can't be helped. Well, if there's a seriously talented guy we need, then I think I may have a solution. Who would that person be? Stan, I'm sorry to spring this on me. Could I get you to deliver that data ROM to ONBS in Pyrite Town? Darton, hand the data ROM over to Stan, please. Oh, right away. Thank you. ONBS is known as a TV network, but there's so much more than that. The people that later founded ONBS were actually instrumental in breaking Cypher's conspiracy 5 years ago. I wonder who they could be. Please deliver that data ROM to Net. Oh, good old Net. Remember from Coliseum? He's the right-hand man to Sec, ONBS's leader. I asked Net and Sec. I remember them from Coliseum, sort of. I'm confident we'll be able to get the contents of that data ROM. Pirates Pass Agate is quite far, so be careful while you're traveling that way. Yeah, we're starting to finally get into familiar territory. But yeah, I think this is going to be a good place to end off for the time being. Next time, with our ragtag team of heroes. Let me just get the black glasses off of Carvana real quick, give them to Umbreon. Just so I don't forget. Black glasses. Heck yeah. Now Umbreon's cool. He leans sideways and tells kids to stay in school. Wow, a whole 14 we already caught already. Sounds good. Yeah, So, tune in next week when we tread into familiar territory in good old Pyrite Town. But until then, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.